It all started one quiet evening when I was scrolling through my social media feed, just casually checking notifications, expecting the usual mix of memes, updates, and posts from friends. But then, my heart stopped. Right there on my screen was a photo I never thought I'd see from her. My fiancé, the person I had trusted with my heart and my future, was sitting on her ex-boyfriend's lap. She was smiling, relaxed, as if there was no past tension, no history that might make this feel wrong. And the caption, those words haunted me more than the image itself, read, "Sometimes you miss the old days." I froze, unable to blink or look away, caught in that moment where time seemed to stretch endlessly. I couldn't believe it at first. I stared at that photo, scrolling back and forth, thinking maybe my eyes were deceiving me. Maybe there was some innocent context I was missing. But no matter how many times I looked, the reality remained the same. This wasn't a faded memory from years ago. This was now, and she had chosen to share it publicly. I felt a whirlwind of emotions: shock, confusion, hurt, and an overwhelming sense of betrayal. How could someone you love, someone you promised a life with, post something so careless? Was it meant to provoke me? Or did she genuinely not think about the consequences of her actions? My mind raced through every possible scenario. Did she feel a longing for the past? Was she reminiscing about someone she once loved more than me? Was it a cry for attention? Or was it just nostalgia that I couldn't comprehend? I tried to convince myself that maybe it was innocent, but the image was so clear, so deliberate, that I couldn't ignore the sting of it. The closeness, the comfort, the way she looked in that moment, it was as if a part of her heart was still entangled with someone else. My stomach churned, my chest felt heavy, and I realized that this one post had shaken me to my core. I sat there, staring at the screen, thinking about our relationship. I thought about the late-night talks, the laughter, the shared dreams, and the plans we had made together. I remembered the times she had reassured me of her love and commitment. Those memories, which had always been a source of comfort, now felt fragile, as if the foundation of our relationship had been undermined by a single careless act. I questioned everything. Had I missed signs? Had I misread her feelings? Or was this something entirely out of the blue? I knew I couldn't let my emotions dictate my actions immediately. I had to process, to think, to find a way to approach the situation without letting anger and pain control me. But as I sat there, analyzing the post, I felt an undeniable ache in my chest. The phrase, "Sometimes you miss the old days," kept repeating in my mind. It seemed harmless at first glance, but coupled with the intimacy of the photograph, it became something more sinister, a reminder of a past I wasn't part of and a feeling of exclusion I couldn't shake. After what felt like hours of contemplation, I decided I needed to confront her. Ignoring it wasn't an option. Pretending it didn't happen would only let doubt fester. I knew the conversation would be difficult, but I also knew that clarity was necessary. I had to understand why she posted it, what it meant to her, and whether it signaled a problem deeper than just a nostalgic post. I had to ask myself whether I could forgive her if it truly was innocent or whether this act had irreversibly changed how I felt about her. The moment I brought it up, the atmosphere changed. There was an immediate tension in the room, a silence heavy with unspoken thoughts. I could see the surprise in her eyes when she realized I had noticed. She started explaining, her words tumbling out nervously, saying it was just nostalgia, that it was an innocent memory, and that it didn't mean anything beyond remembering a time in her life. She admitted she hadn't thought about how it would make me feel and apologized. Listening to her, I felt a mixture of relief and lingering doubt. Her explanation made sense logically, but emotionally, it was harder to reconcile. In the days that followed, I found myself reflecting on the nature of relationships and trust. I realized that trust isn't just about avoiding betrayal in big, dramatic ways. It's about the small, subtle choices that can either strengthen or weaken the bond between two people. Social media, with its instant visibility and permanence, has a way of amplifying emotions and insecurities. A single post, a casual caption, a smile in the wrong place, all of it can create ripple effects that threaten to undo years of trust and love. We spent hours talking about boundaries and expectations. We discussed how the past can exist in our memories without threatening the present, and how certain actions, even if unintentional, can be hurtful when shared publicly. I expressed my feelings honestly, explaining how the post made me feel excluded, undervalued, and uncertain about where I stood in her life. She listened and acknowledged the impact of her actions, promising to be more mindful in the future. That conversation was difficult, but it was also illuminating. It reminded me that love is not just about passion and affection. It's about awareness, communication, and consideration. The experience also made me confront my own emotions and insecurities. I realized that my reaction wasn't just about the photo itself. It was about what it represented. The fear of losing her, the fear that her heart could still belong to someone else, and the realization that people change, grow, and sometimes drift. These feelings all mixed together in a potent storm of anxiety and doubt. I had to distinguish between what was real and what was projection, between what was a genuine threat and what was my mind creating worst-case scenarios. Over time, I learned the value of forgiveness and empathy. I chose to trust her explanation and give our relationship a chance to recover. She deleted the post, reassured me, and we agreed on clear boundaries for social media interactions, particularly concerning past relationships. That one post, which could have ended everything, instead became a turning point. It forced us to confront uncomfortable truths, to communicate more openly, and to strengthen our emotional connection. Reflecting on the situation, I realized that relationships are a constant balancing act. It's not just about love and attraction. It's about mutual respect, understanding, and navigating the complexities of human emotions together. Social media adds a layer of complication, but it also presents opportunities for growth. Confronting issues head-on, discussing uncomfortable topics, and being honest about feelings are essential steps in building a resilient and lasting bond. Even now, I think back to that photo from time to time. The emotions it stirred up don't disappear entirely. They serve as reminders of vulnerability, trust, and the effort required to maintain a strong relationship. But rather than letting those emotions fester into resentment, I use them as lessons in patience, empathy, and the importance of clear communication. That moment of shock and hurt ultimately transformed into an opportunity for understanding, growth, and a deeper appreciation of the love we share. Ultimately, the post and the emotional turmoil it caused taught me a valuable lesson. Relationships are tested in unexpected ways, and it's how we respond to those tests that defines the strength of our bond. Love is not passive. It requires attention, consideration, and the courage to face difficult truths. One photo, one caption, and one moment of discomfort became a catalyst for change, pushing us to address our vulnerabilities and deepen our commitment to each other. This experience also made me reflect on the power of social media and how easily it can influence emotions. A simple image can carry years of history, memories, and meaning, and it can provoke feelings that we aren't prepared to handle. But it also offers opportunities for honesty, conversation, and growth. By confronting the post, expressing my emotions, and listening to her perspective, we turned a potentially destructive moment into a transformative one. In the end, what could have been a story of heartbreak became a story of resilience and growth. That photo, the words "sometimes you miss the old days," and the emotions it triggered became a turning point in our relationship. We walked away with a stronger understanding of each other, a renewed sense of trust, and a clear agreement on how to navigate the challenges that social media and past relationships can present. And that is a lesson worth sharing for anyone navigating love, trust, and the complex emotions that come with being human.